real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Tisa Johnson says the defendant is her daughter and a diva. Tisa says when the defendant was a child, she would often steal toys from her friends. And despite the fact that she's now 28 years old, she's still displaying the same behavior. Tisa's suing for rent and property damage. Defendant Shadera Johnson says Tisa does not act her age, dates younger men, and even got a cougar tattooed on her leg. Shadera admits that she lived with Tisa, but says she kicked her out so a younger man could move in.
State your name.
My name's Tisa Johnson.
Ma'am?
Shadera Johnson.
All right, and ma'am, you're suing your daughter for $3,575 for rent and property damage?
Yes, sir.
All right, start with you.
Well, first, I just wanted to give you a little background on my daughter. She thinks she's a diva, and I'm very surprised that she gave you her real name. She has 3 names, Your Honor. Her name is Shay, which is known by family members, and then she goes by Shadera, which she has her female friends to call her, and then she's Madame Shadera Elaine when it comes to the male figures in her life.
I don't see what that has to do with the case.
So how many warrants does she have over her?
She just cleared those up. She just paid the tickets for she came.
Because that's what street folks do when they have warrants on them. They give different names.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I just wanted to start off by give you a little background on my daughter. She has selective memory loss. She'll never remember nothing. As a child, she had the same problem, you know, when she go out and play with the little kids or whatever, she come back with one of their toys. And the little girl would knock on the door and be like, "Can I have my doll?" or whatever. And Shadera would swear up and down, "That is not yours. You didn't give me anything. Such and such gave me that. No, that's not yours." And today, to this same day, I'm having that same problem, although she's 28 now.
Did you give her some memory pills or memory vitamins?
No,
You need memory vitamins?
No, not at all, Your Honor.
If Shadera has anything over 24 hours, Your Honor, it's automatically hers. You know,
She forgets who it belongs to.
Exactly, my point exactly. She'll come to me and she'll be like, "Mom, can I borrow a movie, or can I get this or get that?" And I'll be like, "Oh, yeah."
Well, I sympathize with you. I have a little memory problem every now and then.
Thank you.
In fact, you know, but it works well when I take these vitamins. My memory works fine when I take these little memory vitamins. Trying to think of the name. Can't remember the name, but
They work.
they work, but I just can't remember the name right now. All right, so she borrows folks' things, and she's done this most of her life.
The majority of her life, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. Let me hear from you about your lifestyle when it relates to other folks' property. And these names, why do you have all these names?
Well, I don't know. Well, my boyfriend gave me the Madame Shadera Elaine. He says I have 2 personalities, but I always go by my real name, my first name, Shadera, and my family has always called me Shay, or Shay growing up as a little girl. But
You answered all
true.
3?
I do.
What does it say when you go and get them stamps? What does it say? What name? What name you got on there? It's just all this. That's what I ask folks when they come in with all, and Lord knows I name my children with African names at birth. Right. But a lot of these folks come in with the African names and so. I'm a Judy Dadodi, and you know, they just change, you know, and what do they call you when you go to that office? They call you John David, because go ahead.
I don't have to go to that office.
All right, you know, I know, I'm just kidding with you. Go ahead, though. So you have 3 names that you answer to.
I do.
All right, and what do you want to tell me about the other allegations before we get to the rent?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about my mom. I mean, she is like, she doesn't act her age. I mean, she acts more like a sister to me than my mother. She thinks she's trapped in a 30-year-old, as a 30-year-old trapped in a 50-year-old's body. And just recently, I mean, she dates younger men, she goes out all the time. And just recently, if you check out this tattoo on her leg, she went and got a cougar tattooed on her leg.
That's right. That's
Show her
right.
the tattoo.
That's right.
I mean, it's a huge cougar face tattooed on her leg. I mean, who does that? It's a cougar, Your Honor. You should look at the cougar, Your Honor.
Well,
You got to see the face.
I was over here winking and blinking now, but I guess I'm too old.
Yeah, she
I'm
only
too
dates
old
younger
for
men,
her.
Your Honor.
Well,
She
Your Honor,
only
I'm
dates
not
younger.
embarrassed at all. I am who I am, you know.
Right.
She's a diva. Well, I can't be a cougar.
That's
I learned
right.
from the best.
That's
I learned from the best.
right. Okay.
And just recently, if you check out this tattoo on her leg, she went and got a cougar tattooed on her
That's
leg.
right.
Show
That's
her the
right.
tattoo.
That's right.
I mean, it's a huge cougar face tattooed on her leg.
Defendant Shadera Johnson says the plaintiff, who is her mother, always dates younger men and even got a cougar tattooed on her leg.
Why are you suing her for renting property?
Well, Your Honor, March of 2009, Shadera was looking to move out of her apartment, and she didn't want to sign another lease there. She wanted to move in with me so she could take time out to find a place that she liked, suitable for her and her kids. So I was like, okay, well, you can come in and you can move with me, but the rent is going to be, at first it was going to be $250, but she said she couldn't afford that. You know, that she would give me $225. So I went on and I agreed with the $225.
How many children?
I mean, she has 2 children.
All right, so you let your daughter and 2 children move in, and what was their agreement?
Well, at the time when she moved in, she only had 1, but she was expecting the other. And the agreement was $225 a
It was
month.
actually 200.
All right.
Memory loss. That's that memory loss again. But anyway, for the first 3 months, she paid real good. I didn't even have to ask for the money or nothing. When I came in the house, you know, when she come off work, she just give me the money. And then come around July,
How long did you expect them to stay?
I had only expected her to stay there no more than about 4 or 5 months, because she don't take that long. to
Did you
find an
all ever
apartment.
discuss how long she would stay?
No, we didn't discuss how long she would stay, but
Well,
just
how long do you think she expected to stay?
long enough to find her a place.
All right, that's not an answer that gives me any real insight to whether she stayed beyond her welcome.
Oh
and
yeah,
whether
she stayed beyond the welcome.
Well, you don't know how long she was supposed to. Oh,
stayed
you say
beyond
she
the
wasn't
welcome.
welcome anymore. Why? Why wasn't she welcome any longer?
Because she found a
Her
new
and your
young
grandkids,
boyfriend,
by
that's
the
what it
way.
was.
Because what?
She found a new young boyfriend. That's what it was.
Put you and her grandchildren out for a man.
I didn't do it though. I didn't put her out.
He put her out. That's
No, yeah,
even
he put
worse.
me out.
You let a man. Is he still staying there?
He didn't stay with
Is
me.
he still? Oh, okay. She
No,
said
he
didn't.
has his
Let's
place,
hear
I have
from you,
mine.
ma'am, on the rent that she's alleging you owe. And how many months are you suing for, by the way?
From July until January, the end of January.
Go ahead.
Well, Your Honor, I did stay with her for a few months.
Beginning when?
I don't know the dates.
Oh, well, you're going to have a problem then.
Sorry.
She's suing you for some specific months, and she remembers, and you don't.
I don't remember the
Okay.
months. Because I stayed with her more than one time.
Okay, and you don't remember the time which she's referring to today. Very
Correct.
good, and she remembers.
So
All
I
right.
did stay with her for a few months. At the time, I was working, but as she said, I was expecting.
I'm going to have to go with her regarding the rent because you don't have any idea when you stayed with her. Let's talk about the property damage you're suing her for.
On August the 11th, I had another daughter, my baby girl, was coming into town to pick up her children because I had kept her children for the summer, her 2 little ones. And so we were doing like a little cooking thing, waiting her to come from Atlanta or whatever. So when she called and said that she was coming through the gate, I stepped outside the door to kind of like greet them in, to show them, and sat on the porch to show them where I stayed at or whatever. Before I could even get the door closed good, all I heard was, ah, ooh, catch it, catch it. And so I ran back in the house, and then there was my TV on the floor.
Whose voice was that?
Hers and my daughter-in-law.
Okay, did you
voice.
speak with her about it?
Yeah, I spoke with
What
her.
did she say happened?
She said her baby knocked it over.
No, I didn't.
Baby?
Yeah, she said.
As in how old?
He's 2.
He's 20 months, actually.
All right, was the TV sitting or?
It was sitting on a TV stand, but it was on the table.
It was rigged, Your Honor.
was-
It was
What's that?
leaning. It was rigged.
What does
it
that
was
mean?
leaning. It was like a 61-inch TV. It was leaning against the wall and sitting on like a small wooden cocktail table.
The TV,
So I don't even think the stand was on a TV, but it was leaning on the wall and on a small cocktail
But she
table.
was sitting
a
right-
Hold on.
61-inch
So what
TV.
did happen?
I don't know what happened.
Did you yell
I mean,
when she came
I
in?
was there and I was
Okay.
sitting there. I was talking
But
to
you
him.
don't know what happened?
I don't know what happened to the TV.
Okay, but you were there.
I was there.
Oh, and
the
you don't
TV
know what
fell
happened?
though. It fell.
And you don't know how?
I don't know.
Okay, well, she doesn't know anything about anything, and you were very specific. She said she doesn't know anything about
do
what was
know,
so...
Your Honor,
no,
the
you
TV
don't, ma'am.
failed,
I'm
but
not playing
my
games
son...
with you. You've already told me you don't know. I said, do you know what happened? You said no.
Because I didn't see my son
All right,
there,
so
though.
if you don't know what happened, ma'am, yet you were right there, then you were negligent.
Defendant Shadera Johnson says the plaintiff, who is her mother, always dates younger men and even got a cougar tattooed on her leg.
Your child is right there with you. You're there in the room with the television. The television is knocked over. You have no idea what happened.
There were
Yet
other
it was
kids
the two
there, though. There were other kids. Kids were running around in the living room. I didn't see my son.
Were
My
there
son
other
is like-
children?
No,
she just said my two nieces
Hold
were
on.
there.
Pardon?
My other two grandchildren, they're 6 and 5. They were
Okay,
outside
but
at the time
ma'am, you were
playing.
standing right there. You were
she
standing
was
right
outside,
there.
so how did she
I
know?
understand, but you were right there. Outside is a lot different from being right there. So if other children did it, you would have seen them. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good
Your
day.
Honor. I just want to say that I love you dearly, and I'm glad that the judge saw right through you and made you pay what you owe.
I really don't have anything to say. I can't believe you sued me, but I'm glad it's all over with.
You have to pay. When you mess up, you have to be responsible. But
I
love
am
you anyway.
responsible, but I'm glad it's over with. I know I'll never live with you again, that's for sure.
Not for free anyway.